How's it going, WeldTube family? Once again here back with another great video. You have Rosendo Rodriguez here at South Coast Welding Academy in Houston, Texas. Now for today's video, we have Miller in the house. Boom! We have Wiley here with Miller, and he's gonna show us how to do R&D on pipe. But also we have Tony Saravia here, who's a specialty combo welder slash designer fabricator. So go ahead and stand by.
Super excited to be here with the guys of WeldTube and South Coast Welding Academy. They recently expanded and got some new equipment. Tell you about the Big Blue 400 Pipe Pro that they got here. We're running the Mitsubishi diesel motor in this, and we're going to hook it to our smart feeder, which is over here, and we're going to do some open root MIG pipe welding for you. So as we're setting up here to do the smart feeder MIG RMD open root, we're going to go ahead and fire up our machine. This machine's capable of stick welding, MIG welding, carbon arc gouging, and TIG welding. We're gonna make sure we set our output to on, and that's gonna connect to our smart accessory, which is the smart feeder over on the table over there. Check our weld cable connections, let's move over there. So as we come over here, we're gonna make sure we're set this up right. We're running ER70S6 035 solid wire. So I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna set it for RMD, which stands for regulated metal deposition. This is going to allow us to have really a lot of control while we're putting that root in the pipe. I'm going to set it for carbon steel because that's the type of wire and pipe we're welding. Set our wire size to 035, and you'll notice we're going to run C25 gas. So I'll set it to C25. We can go ahead and close that up now. Come over here to the front of the machine, and we're going to double check that it's set for RMD. We can set our trigger hold to on-off, and everything else is good here. So go ahead and turn our wire feed speed down. We're going to run about 175. Double check our arc length, which is 0. That's a positive and negative number. Comes set from the factory at 0. So we're going to start at the factory settings, and we can adjust from there. I'm going to go ahead and check my arc control. Arc control 0, it's the same thing. It's a positive, negative. We're going to go with the factory setting of 0. Should be good to go.
So nice and simple, we're just gonna go ahead and keep it at 175 and start welding, right?
Yep. Let's come over here and look at the pipe and see how we fit our pipe up. We're gonna run a 1/8 root opening with a slight land at 1/16. We're gonna weld this out of position, so we're gonna start at the top of the pipe and we're gonna come down. One thing I wanna point out is we're running these tapered consumables, and you'll see it's quite a smaller nozzle than you would normally see on a MIG gun, and that allows us to get down in the bevel of the pipe, and it gets the gas right where we need it to the back side of the root. So we're gonna get really nice looking root welds in there. So
perfect, that's exactly what we need.
All right, we're here with Antonio, and we're getting ready to weld. So we're gonna do this out of position. So we're gonna start at 12 o'clock, and we're gonna work our way all the way down to 3 o'clock till we hit our other tack. Now when we're welding RMD in position, it's a little bit different than you're used to when we're running regular short circuit. So what we're gonna do is, because we got to keep it from falling through on the inside of the pipe too much, we're going to do a little bit of a weave at the top, and then as we come down farther on the pipe, we're going to just drag straight. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have you intentionally do something different at the end, kind of show the differences between RMD and regular short circuit MIG welding on pipe.
All right, let's do it.
All right, he's ready to strike the arc. Gets his puddle going. You'll notice that he's going to start just a weave right there to keep the puddle from falling in too much on the top of the pipe. If you'll notice, there's no keyhole right now. RMD really transfers so smooth that we don't need a keyhole. All right, he's gonna go ahead and whip it and do a keyhole right now. You can hear it start to run really bad, start to sputter. He's kind of solidified it back out now. He's pushing the gun back and forth. Now RMD is going to try and compensate for any changes in the stick out. This is Antonio's first day running RMD, but he's a solid pipe hand that's run a lot of short circuit routes. And if you'll notice that we do a little bit of a drag angle, and we want to keep that wire in the front 1/3 of the puddle. We don't want to be out running in front of the puddle, and we don't want to create a keyhole. We want that wire to be right on top there in the front. We want a real consistent, crisp sound. If I start to hear the arc on the inside of the pipe, then you usually, right there, you usually need to just back up into the puddle. That means you're trying to get too far ahead of it, you're trying to outrun it, and it just doesn't make for a good weld. So he's going to scoot back into the puddle, and you'll hear that nice, clean, crisp transfer sound come back.
Today we were using the smart feeder on this pipe right here. So what do you think about using other welding machines on RMD? What's your opinion on that?
You know, we have a lot of machines that'll run RMD. Obviously we're running on the smart feeder today off of the Big Blue 400 Pipe Pro. We also have the Field Pro that we can run it off of. And we have the Pipeworks, which is the shop unit, you know, and you guys recently just got one of those. So it'll be cool to see, you know, your students learn on these different systems. So when they go out in the field, they're really prepared to work with all these different systems.
You know, and that's awesome because I was looking at these other new machines that we just got from y'all, and they're so simple to use. You know, just about every single machine has the same settings. You know, just a little bit of a differences, but it's so easy to catch on. And that's very cool.
Yeah, we were talking about that dig feature earlier on the stick machines and how they were all the same. And you know, that's something that we're trying to do in the industry is like the old guys, you know, they got the machines where all the numbers are scratched on. They got a little white line on there because that's where they like to run it. But these new guys coming in, they don't know what that little white line is, you know. So we got to make it easier for them because, you know, we're behind in welders as a trade, and whatever we can do to, you know, to bridge that gap. And I know you guys are awesome about supporting your students here, and it's really cool what you guys have done to add all this equipment and put all this work into learning this new stuff. So
yeah, definitely, Wally. I think this is going to help our students because you know, they're new, they don't know much, and using R&D can benefit them because, you know, like I said before, they can long arc, they can short arc, and they can actually understand what the puddle is doing. So it gives them enough time to do, you know, different things, see what really, you know, is going on in that puddle. And then that's awesome. I like that a lot.
You know, and we're seeing that more and more shops that are requiring the use of RMD. And I think, you know, you guys have had some feedback from industry that like, hey, we want new guys coming out. We want them to know how to use this process so we don't have to train them on it. So that's really awesome that you guys are addressing the needs of the industry here in Houston.
Hey, well, you know what? I mean, if it wasn't for y'all, hey, I really appreciate this, though. So I'm so thankful for you coming here and showing us how to use these awesome machines. I'm very thankful, so thank you for coming by.
No, thank you guys. Thanks for all you do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. We just saw a MIG route downhill on this pipe using R&D. Big thank you to Antonio Saravia for showing us how to do that route. Thank you, Wiley, for giving us this great information on our new welding machines. And also a big thank you to Linda Hinsey for helping us with the expansion here at South Coast Welding Academy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for next time. Hoorah.